You see Jay Leno? He's in full blackface. What happened to him?
Ooh.
Fell down a hill.
Getting hammered, falling down hills.
I know. He's
What?
protecting
Apparently,
those parts.
he owed a hill some money.
What was that?
He fell.
That was a Chris
Look,
Brown.
I've
Bad man,
fallen.
bro. He's at a hotel. He saw a fucking TGI Fridays at the bottom
Yep.
of a hill. He said, I'm going to get a brewski.
Well, you got to realize that guy was in a motorcycle accident like a year and a half or so ago, fucked his knees up. So he's probably very unsteady on his legs. And then before that, he was severely burned. He was severely burned like
He's in Final Destination.
3 years ago.
Just can't get
They
it.
want him. They want him.
But a motorcycle, have you met him?
No.
He's not a robust man. Like, he's a guy that if he fell off of a motorcycle, he's getting fucked up.
Oh, right.
And he got fucked up. So, to me, like, him falling and hitting his face on the ground.
Jesus
got that smile,
Christ.
Listen, that could happen to any one of us. But if you're this guy, you probably can't stop yourself from falling flat on your face.
That other picture.
Holy shit.
Also, he doesn't give a. He's talking shit to death, dude.
Yeah,
he
he's
goes
tough.
and gets pictures and goes, "Yeah, you motherfucker."
Well, this guy rides a fucking motorcycle
You're never
all
gonna
the
get
time.
me.
He's
he rides
sober.
He rides a motorcycle all the time.
Looks like a foreman at a mine.
He's got an eye patch.
That's when he got severely burned.
What did the hill do?
He really does look like a Bond villain.
So
Yeah.
when you're
yeah.
that,
Too far.
syphilis.
Too far.
that's the burn. If you get that, so that was 2 years ago, I guess. So if you get that fucked up by a fire,
Jesus.
and then you fall on a motorcycle and you break your knees, like what was his motorcycle injuries? Find out what his motorcycle injuries.
Man, that was Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, he just doesn't look like the same guy. He looks pretty frail now.
He never complains,
72,
72,
broke his
yeah.
collarbone getting clotheslined in his
Wow.
vintage motorcycle. Clotheslined by wire strung across a parking lot.
What, he's driving through a
Oh
Hasidic
my
Jewish
God.
neighborhood?
He's getting like Wile E. the Coyote injuries.
And that's 2 months after the burns.
Actually
So
got
he
him.
was recovering from the burns where a fucking engine blew up in his face.
What the fuck?
Damn,
Yeah.
72. I'll be 72 in 4 years.
The fucking guy, he keeps
Preemptive strike.
turning
That's a good move. I'm
wrenches. He's still out there turning wrenches. He's
Yeah.
fucking 70 years old working on these cars.
He's tough. Everybody's complaining. Everybody's a victim. Not Jay
Look at him
Leno.
there.
That's
Jesus
us leaving
Christ.
to protect our parks.
Oh, you can see a tire in his face.
That actually looks like a skin graft.
Oh man,
Yikes.
Yeah, that's what that looks like.
dude, Leno kind of rules for this.
Yeah, he
I
does.
love him.
Look, the guy's out there.
I don't want to
Let him take over the Daily Show.
He's got a hell of a chin.
I don't have the balls to ride a motorcycle.
He's got a hell of a chin, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got that right. Damn.
Yeah.
Tough guy. Clean comics. They're psychos.
He was really good back in the day.
Oh, he's
really
great.
good in the 70s.
When I started, people were saying, obviously, with everyone was like Pryor #1, and then like who's #2 was the only, and then they go. A lot of people said Leno.
Leno was an edgy motherfucker when he was young.
What?
But he wanted that job, man. We got to realize what that carrot was to guys from that era. If you have a chance to host the Tonight Show, that is the end-all, be-all. Fuck selling out Madison Square Garden, doing stand-up, fucking
Yeah.
HBO special. The Tonight Show was the spot. You were the
You
kingmaker.
taking over Carson. That you were on the
Yes.
level of Frank Sinatra. You guys would be friends now.
Yes.
And there were like 4 jobs back then
Yeah.
for comics.
Exactly.
You can make other comics.
But that was
Right.
the job. If you were a guy coming up in the 70s and then in the 80s, that job was the fucking ultimate top position.
Well, this is the Tonight Show now, wouldn't you say?
That's ridiculous, but I think it is.
I mean, it's not clean and you don't have to wear a suit, but no
Yeah,
one's
but
watching the Tonight
luckily,
Show.
I didn't want this. Right? So
this is
not
a
like
Tonight Show now.
this.
Oh,
Yeah.
I get it. I
This
get
show.
it. Yeah.
The difference
Yeah.
is like I'm not changing who I am to get this
Well,
because I needed this.
also, no
but I
one's-
think that's what Jay Leno did.
Of course.
I think he was an edgy, like
Oh, really?
he was a like leather jacket, fucking talking shit
Really?
about people. Yeah,
Oh,
man,
yeah.
he was good, dude.
You ever see him on Letterman when eating a hoagie? He's just sitting there eating a hoagie, fucking with Letterman.
He was
What
good,
up?
dude.
Also, when he took over, he had a day where he's like, "You
see
can
him
host
eating that
today."
hoagie.
He booked Michael Richards. He goes, "I want you on." He was booking like weird, edgy people for his version of that show.
And word.
He was a real comic, but
Oh, yeah.
I think that job just like demands compliance. You have to fit into that position, and then remember that Bill Hicks bit about
Oh,
him,
yeah.
him interviewing Joey Lawrence. So Joey, you got a girlfriend? Yeah, well, no, she thinks so. and then and then Jay Leno reaches in and grabs an Uzi and sprays his brains out. And goes, I used to be a good comic. He unloads the clip and reloads it, and his brains spray out into an NBC Peacock because he's a company man to the bitter end.
Oh, damn.
Whoa, dude.
That's funny.
Hicks, I asked Jay Leno about that bit once.
What is?
he had a weird response. He was like, "Yeah, well, he didn't want to do jokes for everybody."
I forgot he talks like he's from the 20s too.
Yeah.
He's getting Three Stooges injuries and be like, oh.
Norman, you and Leno should have a convo.
He was a fun guy on the podcast because he was telling these crazy stories about old school shows that he did, like this mafia guy yelling at a priest, and Jay Leno was screaming and swearing. It was wild.
Wow, his old move. Before there were a bunch of clubs around in the late '60s, he would go to a strip club, put $50 on the bar, and go, "If I bomb, keep it, and if I do well, just give me the 50 back."
Really?
True story.
Who did this?
Jay Leno. Wow, so he would not even be
Fuck
working
this
for free.
Leno rules.
Yeah.
Leno's great.
He just became a different guy to get that show. That's
Yeah.
really what it is.
It
Yeah.
happens a lot in L.A.
Wow, that's the sitcom thing, man. You see it a lot with guys that are really good comics coming up, and then they get on a show and they start being careful. They start pulling back. You have a Netflix show. It's
Yeah,
different.
I'm all right.
That's a different animal.
Yeah.
It's
But
the
also,
opposite.
he went in Dice style, where he's like, "I'm going to be me," and then like, "We're signing you for you."
Smart.
So he can keep being him.
Yeah, you can. It's possible to keep being you, but it's very difficult. Most
Yeah.
people, they get trapped by the fucking siren song, and the banshees lead them into the rocks.
Thankfully, stand-up is
Always
the
there.
most incentive. That's the most incentive
Yeah.
that you could possibly have.
It should be. But
It just is.
but people that are really captivated by the idea of having a show, for them it's like the ultimate. I made it. I
Yeah.
have my own show.
Stand-up's so much easier.
So
It's
much
the
better.
best.
Jeez, yeah.
So much better.
The
I
best.
remember when I found out how much money people would make doing stand-up, like if they sold out a whole weekend at the Irvine
Yeah.
Improv. And I was like, that's what I get at a comedy club. What they get at a comedy club is what I get on sitcoms.
A season.
Yeah, no, an
I mean,
episode.
close.
No.
Shane,
No,
Shane,
not the
it's a
Irvine
different
Improv.
time. What you're doing is a different
No,
time.
no. For sure.
When we-
in arena.
a long time ago, no one was
For
doing
sure.
the Wells Fargo.
Yeah, for
Couldn't
sure
even get
in
free
arena.
tickets to the Wells Fargo, bro. Relax.
But you remember when you first started selling out comedy clubs, you're
Yeah.
like, oh my God, this is like sitcom money.
Adding
Yeah.
shows.
It's
Yeah.
teacher money.
Yeah.
Teacher for the year money.
Yeah, for
Teacher.
a whole year.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a teacher gets in a whole
Oh.
year, you get in a weekend being
Yeah,
drunk.
there's
Big drunk.
It might be
Talking
a
about your
problem.
dick.
It's kind of a problem.
It's not though, because it's hard to get there. It's
Yeah.
they could do it too. You don't like teaching? You just put together an act.
Just take
true.
14 years and build up.
Yeah,
Build up
that's
a
the
persona.
thing. Like that, the reality of comedy is it really takes 10 years to be any good. It's like a 10-year process.
It's funny to see the friends from like high school go from like, oh, that's cool, but also like, I feel sorry for him. We're all trying to get big in the business and always like barely able to afford McDonald's. And then like as you start, oh, he's doing okay. And then like either like hell yeah or jealousy. Like, why do
Yeah.
you get this?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of that.
Poor for 2 decades.
But you know what the real